Hey, everybody, welcome to another little episode in the series, Meet the Team here at Loan Depot. We've got our very own Daniel Horvath, one of our top producers in the Newport Beach office. How's it going, Daniel?
Great. Thank you very much for having me, Steve. Appreciate it. Very humbled to be in the spotlight.
Oh, hey, thank you for giving time. I'm
No
hoping
problem.
I'm hoping through this, some people learn. I mean, obviously you've been doing this for a long time, but you're having a ton of success here. I think you're funding close to 10 million this month. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And just hoping to share some of your experience. So, hey, getting into it real quick, can you just introduce yourself and let everybody know how long you've been doing this mortgage thing and your story on that front?
Sure. So my name is Daniel Horvath. I started doing loans when I was 16, actually. I thought I was a mortgage guy, but I was actually a telemarketer to a senior loan officer at the time. Once I turned 18, I passed my exam off Figueroa, and then I've been doing loans ever since. My first broker brainwashed me, said I was going to end up selling houses. That never happened. He noticed I'm good at talking. I'm not too presentable in person. I'm kind of out there a little bit, but I'm very good at communicating with people, and I do enjoy the dialogue with clients. So he kind of brainwashed me, leave me in this side of the business. And yeah, I just took off ever since then. And before I came to Loan Depot, I was at B of A, was blessed to be there for about 8.5 years. I met some really good people. I understood the banking side, and very happy to be here at Loan Depot. And most of my experience last 21 years, I have about 13 years in the broker side, 8 years in the banking side. Now I guess Loan Depot is kind of best of both worlds.
I love it. Thanks for that. And you've been here for what, 3 months now? Is this the end of your third month?
3 months going on 4. Yep.
That is so awesome. Hey, well, what I was hoping for you to be able to share with people is like you have said, you've worked in different platforms and at different times when technology played a part. Like what's your experience and what can you share with people about like our Mello origination platform and like how that supports, the production you're doing because you're cranking out a lot of loans.
Sure. So what was easy for me is I come from the banking world, and this is not to throw any type of leaves or shade on the banking side. It's more audit driven on that side, and not to say we're cowboys and Indians, but this company is more integrated and structured for salespeople like myself, where they really go out and market and help you get the business. Not that the banks don't do that. They just have a lot of overlays, and you get in trouble if you do this and that, which I completely understand. And this is, again, not a bad talk on that side. It's just this company's more equipped for go, go, go. However you get the business, get it, here to support. My ALM, I'm not sure if I'm referring her to correctly, area lending manager is Laura, and she's been a blessing to me. She's been my assistant, my manager, my mother, whatever you want to consider it, and my shrink at times. This business is pretty crazy. So I guess the biggest plus here is a lot of support. I really truly feel it's part of a team where I've been at other companies. You're more of enemies once you turn the corner. And that's probably like the best way I can explain, my success. People are pushing me as opposed to pulling me backwards, if that makes any sense.
Totally does. And then, but as far as the tech goes with Mello and originating, like what's that experience like for you compared to some of the places you've been as far as like speed and
so the origination side is probably second to none. I'd be lying to you if I told you about my back end ops, but I've noticed that my assistant coming from Bank of America has gotten used to these systems pretty easily. Me just filtering or flirting with the surface of Mello, it's awesome. There's so many tools where I can't even begin to explain. I mean, there's every avenue you can go down to market yourself, to get more loans, leads, etc. So the technology for me as a loan officer, the originating system is what we like. And I'm literally able to quote someone off my phone within a couple minutes. And we're talking about someone that you haven't met. I'm going to use the word bar for me. I'm not going to say why, but let's say you meet someone in a bar and the client is interested in a loan. You literally just need a minimal criteria and you can price them out right there in front, and you can email them an app. And by the time you get back to your home office, you have an application waiting there for you. So it's really, really aggressive for originators like myself to help ease and comfort, not just yourself, but the client to get an app in. And it's very user friendly. You can jab at the key to get through a 1003 at this company, which is awesome.
So How much time would it have taken you in a previous environment to kind of go through that process versus how much time it takes you here?
So the previous process, again, this is not a shade on anybody, but you can't just do a random quote. You have to set up a dummy file, which is kind of in the gray area. Over here, we have an upfront system that's simply just to price somebody out, and it integrates all the hits. It structures your file. And if the file doesn't qualify, it just doesn't even give you the pricing. So I would say from front to back at my old companies, if the client allowed me to get some personal information, I would say to get a quote out is probably at best 10 minutes. Over here, I would say I can honestly get a quote out in less than a minute, I would say.
Wow, that's fast. I didn't even know it was that fast.
And not just that, is it's a rotisserie type of structure, or the way the pricing, it's rotisserie. So you have every single loan that the person qualifies for, rate, etc. APR, we have a quote with APR. Make sure you cover your back with your NMLS, and yeah, very easy. I'm not joking with you. I used it myself, and to me, they told me it was so easy. I kind of half listened to the training just to see how easy it was. And Laura said, just go in there with nothing. And if you know what a loan is, and I'm talking about with like a credit score and a loan to value, you're going to get pricing on the loan. So, and I'm not the smartest or sharpest tool in the shed, and I'm able to make it work. So anyone out there, yeah, the pricing is very simple. I would say the best in the industry as far as what I've experienced.
Thanks. Hey, what's it like so far for you working with our ops partners? We have dedicated processing teams for the branch. So you're working, I would assume, with the round robin of the same people, and then underwriters for the region. Like what's that been like for you?
It's less walls between yourself and processing. It's more like of a team environment. And this is a very bad analogy, and you can edit this out. Like, again, I've been at companies, it's like Bloods and Crips when you're like an underwriter and you're a loan officer. Over here, we're just one big happy family, and we don't believe in, a type of gang. Everyone just a family here. So what I've noticed is less barriers, easier communication, streamline, and you have underwriters calling you on how they can make files work. Us loan officers, every loan looks good, right? So, we obviously paint the picture very bright. Underwriters, are the ones that actually give you the blessing to get your client the loan approval. So very easy to work with them. They'll suggest things, not saying they're doing it, but they'll say, can this client go down this avenue? And most of the time it's a yes. And it's more of a mind state of how do we get this closed, not how do we cancel this thing out of the system. Again, this is not to any prior company I worked for, but I feel like if they're not incentivized, their heart and their integrity is to close the loan and make it work. We are not just canceling files to get them out of the books. If the loan's doable, we're working on getting it done, which is awesome.
I love it. That's great feedback. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
You mentioned her earlier, the branch mom, Laura Owens. Like, what's it like working with Laura as your manager and shrink and,
I like Laura, to be honest. I'm an immigrant. I come from Hungary. I was lucky to be a U.S. citizen. My mom used me when she was pregnant in Hungary and came to America. So I have that immigrant mentality, hardworking as well. So when I first heard Laura, she has a slight accent. And that just gave me a little bit of a home warm feeling. And she's very just straightforward and a manager that really looks out for their loan officers. Everybody makes mistakes, which, this is just what the business is. She would never drill you for it. It's just a learning experience. Me learning the new systems, believe me, I was not picture perfect, but, she gave me a nice little pat on the back and said, this is how you do it the correct way. And the next time we didn't make a mistake. So she's a very good cheerleader. Not only that, she's great support. When something needs to be done on the file, she gets on it. It's not like a lackadaisical type of attitude. People are aggressive in a respectful way of fulfillment time. And Laura knows how to delegate the right people to get things done. So I feel like I got a good match, a perfect match, to be honest. And yeah, I think the sky's the limit. And with Laura's support, as long as she got our back, which she does, I mean, you can use every tool and not worry about your job security, which is great support for sure.
I love it. Hey, so all this stuff together, is your confidence level any different for supporting the kind of business that goes on in the market you're in, being at Loan Depot, and just what you've learned since you joined?
Yeah, I feel more confident taking loans that are the borderline ones. not because the clients aren't worthy. It's because a lot of things could go awry in underwriting. Like I said, at previous lenders, you're hesitant to take on these loans that are borderline qualified, border not. Over here, if it qualifies, we make it work. So with that being said, it's truly a company that does mortgages, and we focus on mortgages. And if that mortgage is doable, Loan Depot will take care of it. So it's good to feel you're part of a team where we're not nitpicking, the low hanging fruit, which, most loan officers like to do, like to streamline stuff, the good loans, the bad loans, and there are not any bad loans. Every client needs help. But we have the appetite for every single client, and we have the tools to help them all. So it's good to just not be a one avenue type guy, but be able to take advantage of all.
Yeah. Hey, and I know and you had a phenomenal run with the bank, and it was a great place for you to grow, your brand and what you did. And, like you had said, models are different. And at this time in your career, ours is better for you with what you're trying to do with your business. But how would you compare like the product availability we have with Jumbo Advantage or some of our correspondent products to what you had with the portfolio stuff at the bank, and just how that plays out?
Yeah. So the portfolio stuff, you fit their little box, and it shrinks and it increases. You fit their box. It's awesome to work with. Over here, like I said, the jack-o'-lantern mouth, sort of say, is wide open. So the appetite for loans and the ease of underwriting and just the amount of programs and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but Loan Depot, the biggest knock against them prior to me coming to this company is they sell their loans. We're now got into servicing February 2nd, which is awesome for this company. As well as, the jumbo environment wasn't well known here. And now every day we're just learning jumbo, where we're catching up to banks that have been doing jumbo since, the Egyptian pyramid days. And we're just new to it, and we're cracking skulls and making them work. So it's good. I feel like we're like at ground level for the jumbo appetite. John Bianchi, our leader, I worked for him when I got hired, and I know his appetite is mortgage. So I just feel blessed to be part of a company that's really orientated and structured to just get more and more and more. So it's the type of train I like being on. So, I compare the other ones a bus, and we're like a bullet train from China or something like that.
I love it. How about this? Are there any new possibilities for you in growing your business that exist here that you might not have had the opportunity to?
Yeah. Am I allowed to give a scenario?
Sure.
We have 89.99, one straight loan, 1.5 million, no MI. This is not a doctor loan. This does for everybody. This has saved probably 5 loans for me already that I couldn't do in the banking environment. Also, if the client isn't picture perfect on credit, we can split into a piggyback 2, which means we can underwrite our file to an 822, 375, loan amount on the first, which is ease of underwriting, and split it into a beautiful second. So there's, like I said 5 minutes ago, if the loan's doable, Loan Depot has the ability to do it, which is great.
That's just 5 loans in the last 3 months going on 4 that you would have not been able to do. And it's not like they're not, you said this before. I mean, we're doing loans that are good. We're servicing them. They're all the right, every borrower needs help. It's a new world, like as far as quality and what you can do, but there's a bigger Netcast.
Yeah. I mean, correct. And the best way to say that is like, I used to shoot, this is so bad for me to say, but if we're using like ammunition analogy, like I used to shoot with a sniper rifle. You used to look for your prey, and none of my clients are preys. I literally love them all. I get a lot of referral business, but now we're just shooting with like a machine gun. Like whatever you hit, you can get, and not only is the product aggressive, the interest rates are as well. So the environment we're working on it's aggressive. I like being a part of it. And it just seems like, the appetite is strong, and from the feedback I'm getting from up top, and, Anthony Shea and Mr. Bianchi being our leader, I just feel like that appetite's going to grow, and we're just going to become better and better. That's my honest feeling about it.
Well, man, you're definitely appreciated. I know that. I see emails to you and people reaching out, and you're having a lot of success.
And I really come from humble. Everything you guys say, I turn red, and I really appreciate all the thumbs up and stuff like that. I'm really a kid from nothing, and always wished for everything. So wishes come true, just work hard and find the right company for you. That's my honest thoughts behind it.
Oh, totally. And I'm blessed that you're on here. I know you don't make many debuts in the video realm. So, a little bit out of your comfort zone, but you're doing awesome.
A little bit out of my dress zone too, but hey, I'm representing, right?
LDI. Hey, last piece. Who's Daniel Horvath outside of work when you're not doing the mortgage thing?
I'm a mama's boy. That's the easy way to say. As long as my mom's smiling, I'm good. That's all I care about. If my parents weren't here, my success would have long left me. My mom brags about me to my ancestors back home, and it puts a smile on my face. It gives me reason and motivation to get up in the mornings. That's transparency. Yeah, that's who I am as a person.
I love your why, man. Well, hey, I appreciate you. I'm super proud of what you've been able to accomplish. And I know it's just the beginning, so there's more to come, but thanks for your time. Thanks for sharing.
Of course.
And happy Friday.
You too, Steve. And thanks for taking time out of your day. I know you're busy, and thanks for giving me a spotlight here. And I'm blessed and humbled that you gave me this opportunity.
Right back at you, bud.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you guys. Let's go Loan Depot.